Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with another thrift store book haul. So this is my third for the month of July. I have been really enjoying myself with thrift. I love thrift store shopping because I can get so many books for like such a reasonable amount. Yesterday I think I got like 15 books and it came to like less than $15. So, for bang for your buck, it's definitely considering there are some Kindle editions that are $16.99. This is oftentimes a better way to go. And I am clearing out my shelves. I'm trying to get rid of stuff that I do not want to keep. And basically my collection is now going to consist of my category romance Harlequins, my throwback books, Babysitter's Club, Sweet Valley, Nancy Drew, as well as some books that I just want to keep. So some of them, like you'll see back here, that'll be this shelf here. Like for example, I've got some of the Cat Who books, my collection of the Bridgerton books by Julia Quinn, anything by Heather Graham, stuff like that is stuff that I'm going to keep. But pretty much everything else is going to go. And any new books that I buy that are not category romance or not Harlequin romance and not throwback books I'm going to be buying on the Kindle, essentially, or my Kobo or borrow from the library, whatever the case may be. Because I already am going to have quite an epic collection, library, if you will. I do not need to be adding other things to the mix. So anyway, all that being said, let's jump into the book haul. So the first book is actually not from a thrift store, but it's from thriftbooks.com. And as I just mentioned, I'm like, I'm not going to be buying anything, blah, blah, blah. But I bought this one. It's a historical fiction novel called Bride of New France by Suzanne Desroches. So I remember many, we're going back well more than 10 plus years ago, probably 12 years ago. One of the ladies that I was working with at the time mentioned this book, and I don't know if at the time it was a new release, but it is a historical fiction that takes place in Canada. It came out in 2011. So I married in 2010. So yes, I think it was a new release when she read it. So I bought this on Thrift Books. It is a little damaged, a little worse for wear, but this is about a history and a period in Canadian history that I was not very familiar with. And the woman had mentioned it to me, and at the time, like a decade ago, I'm like, oh gosh, I've really got to read that. Mentally put it in the back of my head and go about with my life and forget about it. And then a few weeks ago, I was watching that TV show. Is it on Prime? It's on one of the streaming services. It's called Who Do You Think You Are? And it's where celebrities kind of trace part of their family tree. And what's his name? Tom Bergeron. The guy who hosts, he hosts everything. But he hosts, is it Dancing with the Stars now? And they traced his family tree back to a woman in Canada who, this is the story, essentially, the Bride of New France. And something clicked in my brain and made me remember this book, and I immediately went on thriftbooks.com and bought a copy. So essentially the plot of this one, I don't know how much I want to, it's not like it's essentially a beautiful debut novel about the filles de Roy, I do not speak French, the young French women sent to Canada to produce population for the new colony. So essentially there was this group of women, I think it was something like 800 of them in total. They were called Daughters of the King or something like that. I don't know how the pronunciation goes. But they were, not higher class women, but, women who were now considered to be maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Spinsters, if you will, not old, they weren't older women, but they were of marriageable age, of childbearing age, who just had not married or anything like that, or were wards of the state in a way, but had kind of aged out of being children. And so anyway, they were being sent to the New World, to Quebec, and they were being kind of dropped off there. And these men were auctioning for them in a way to marry them. And then they were expected to then, marry them, take care of these men, produce children. This is a true story. I don't think it's about one of these, the person that they talk about is a real person. But it's definitely a true story. And I think it's absolutely fascinating. A fascinating period in Canadian history. And I am very, very much looking forward to getting to it. So I'm looking forward to that one. So anyway, that's that book. The rest of them are all category or throwback books or what have you. So let's get into it. I'll just pick a bunch out here at a time and share them with you guys. So I already took all the stickers off of these, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. But some of them are still sticky. They have a little residue. Some of these look like they've never even been read. I think some people get like the box sets and then don't read them and just send them to the thrift store, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So the first one we have here is Texas Rancher's Hidden Danger by Karen Whidden. This is a Harlequin romantic suspense. The date on this one is January 2022, so this came out a little over a year ago. Then we have an older Susan Mallory. This is Marriage on Demand, a silhouette, or a Harlequin, at the time it was silhouette, special edition novel number 939. And this is from February of 1995. So there's that one. A slightly older love-inspired suspense novel, Covert Pursuit by Terry Reid. The cover of this one gives me all the anxiety, because if you didn't know this about me, I'm absolutely terrified of deep open water. I can swim. Throw me in a swimming pool. If you threw me in a lake or in the ocean, I would panic for about 10 seconds, but then I would know how to, as long as I had a life jacket on. But the thought of being on that boat, it just gives me anxiety like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, this will be a fun read. But no, I mean, as creepy as I find that cover, I do think that this would be a good read. This came out in May of 2010. So it's about 13 years old. We have an older Harlequin intrigue novel. I love finding these ones. This is number 209, and it is from January of 93, and it's called No Right Turn by Elise Title. Like, look at that, guys. Very cool. Very cool. It says, there's no detour on the road to danger, and it says it's a Thornhill mystery. So yeah, murderous mystery tour. So yeah, sounds really good. Can't wait to get to that one. We have another newer release. I think I have this one on the Kindle, but when I saw the print copy at the thrift store in relatively brand new condition, except for all the sticky goo on the back. Guys, does the Goo Gone work? Let me know, for those of you who also have this issue with stickers on used books. But I love the cover of this one, and again, it's one of my, buzzword places. So this is Secret Alaskan Hideaway, also by Karen Whidden. This is another Harlequin romantic suspense. January of 2023. So came out this year, and again, I'm pretty sure this has never even been read. So, except for the fact I've now got sticky nastiness on the back of it. Next up, actually, I'm going to put this over here so it doesn't get stuck to another book until I can figure out how to get that gook off. I found a couple, there's some later that are going to come that I found yesterday when I was out, but this one's from, about a week or so ago. I'm finding some more of these First Love from Silhouette books, which are YA category romance. So for those of you of a certain age, you might remember the Sweet Dreams romances that came out in the 80s. I really liked reading those ones. They were essentially Harlequin category romances, but for teenagers. And Silhouette put out a line as well called First Love. So the one that I have here is called Larger Than Life by Brenda Cole. There's this one. Delightful, delightful, delightful. We have another old Harlequin intrigue, number 215, and this is from February of 93. This is called Too Familiar by Carolyn Burns, a Fear Familiar mystery. He's already used up 2 of his 9 lives. So this was a series that she did involving this familiar black cat. So yeah, again, love these old covers. We have an older Harlequin American romance, number 221, from, I want to say that's November of 87. A Touch of Moonshine by Elizabeth Morris. Look at that cover, you guys. Oh, I saw the horse and buggy and immediately I'm like, Amish? No. Love was a lot like moonshine. I do love these old ones. They are so much fun. Another older Susan Mallory book, we have Father in Training, another Silhouette Special Edition, number 969 from July of 95. Delightful, delightful, delightful. All right. Let's see what else we got in here. Whoops. One more book in this bag. So we have another older Susan Mallory. This is a Silhouette Intimate Moment, which is now a romantic suspense novel, a Harlequin romantic suspense. This is 646, and it is from June of 95, The Only Way Out by Susan Mallory. I did not realize that she wrote for romantic suspense. So that's very, very interesting. That's why I picked it up. So here's the romantic suspense. So this line, the Silhouette Intimate Moments, eventually graduated into this, which is what we have now. So this is Ambush at Heartbreak Ridge by Colleen Thompson. This came out in August of 2022. So there it is. This is number 2193. So in retrospect, we have 646, to $21.93. So yeah, pretty awesome. This is a book that I actually had on my anticipated reads, Harlequin anticipated reads for this month, for the month of July. And I found this at the thrift store. I was blown away. We have Uncovering Alaskan Secrets by Elizabeth Reese. Look at this one. Guys, it's brand new. I don't think it's been read. I mean, there's a little damage to the back here, but that could have been them mishandling them at the store or something like that. But yeah, this is from July of 2023. This is a brand new release. It's still in your Walmart if you go to Walmart. Like, that's pretty freaking amazing. We have a really old Harlequin Presents. I love this. Number 482, With a Little Luck, by the great Janet Daly. So yeah. Could he love again? Did he even want to? This is from... I have no idea what year this is from. Oh, wow. Somebody actually stamped their address into the front of this book. If found, please return to. No, it doesn't say that. And I'm not going to show the address because this is the internet. And the person checked off, like, what books they've read by Janet Daly. That's kind of awesome. 1981. 1981. So, yeah. Oldie but a goodie. Another older silhouette romance, again by Janet Daly. We have Wildcatter's Woman. This is number 153. And this is from, I don't know when. This is from 1982. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then we have a slightly older, still was going by Silhouette at the time, Silhouette Special Edition. This is His Little Girl's Laughter by Karen Rose Smith. It looks really, really cute. Ready-Made Family Needs Tender Loving Care. This is number 1426 from October of 2001. And I love that these, like, you still got, like, this image on the back. Like, these covers were just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous in this time period. You don't see that as much anymore. All right, so the next bag, this is from when me and my husband went out last weekend, and I did some thrifting. So I'm going to save these two for last because they are super awesome. So let's go through the category romance books. We have Outside the Law by Kara Lennox. This is a Harlequin super romance novel. 1767 from March of 2012. Gorgeous. Look at that house in the back. That is stunning. Love, love, love. I found a bunch of old Harlequin romances, you guys. I was so excited. So this is Don't Walk Alone by Jane Donnelly. Number 1332. Look at that, you guys. Oh, so thrilled to find this. It's got the sprayed edges. The person who owned this, their name is in the front. It smells old. This is from 1969. This is the original publication from 1969. Yay! I didn't realize that. That is awesome. That is awesome. We have an old Stephanie James. This is an old Silhouette Desire. The Desire line, as I've mentioned 1,000 times on this channel, and I'm going to mention 1,000 more times before the end of December. The the Harlequin Desire line will be gone at the end of this year, which makes me sad. This is number 37. So this is the 37th book in this line, and it's by Stephanie James, which I know is a pen name for someone. Jane Ann Krantz. Jane Ann Krantz, that's who it is. So, Price of Surrender. Let's talk about that cover for a second. This, I think, might need to be read for Garbogus. For the week that's vintage smut. I think this would be vintage. What's vintage considered to be? Let me know in the comments below. This book came out in 1983. So it is 40 years old. 40 years is vintage, right? I think that's vintage schmuck, right? Why does that fireplace look like it's from the 70s? It was 83, so, you know, whatever. But yeah, oh, An Affair to Remember. His name is Holt, and her name is Andrea. Holt St. Clair thought everything had its price until he met a woman who couldn't be bought. Andrea West had come to him on a matter of business, but suddenly it was a different affair. With reckless courage, she entered his corporate jungle, only to become passion's prey. Seduced by his lazy, insulating grace, she abandoned all caution in his arms, a prisoner of desire. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I think that's going to have to get read for the Vintage Smut Week for Garbogus. We have a Linda Leo Miller. This one is in, okay, the spine is really broken, but the front of it, her name is embossed. So when you got some of these big name authors who are writing for stuff like special edition or whatever, they would make it to a big to-do. So this is a home in Stone Creek. I don't know what number this is. They didn't number them or anything like that, but it is part of the special edition line. And this came out in 2009 at home in Stone Creek, but gorgeous. And then again, look at the back, you guys. Like, there's the house. So this came out, I should have known that this came out in, what year did I say it was? 2009. That was Harlequin's 60th anniversary. So next year is Harlequin's 75th anniversary. I have heard rumors there is going to be a lot happening with category romance. They're making a huge to-do of it next year, and I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I want to do some sort of a project to commemorate the 75th year, but I don't know what to do. You know, at first I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh, read a book published every year from 1949 to now. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work. 75 books. I mean, that's half of my reading in a year, right? Which I don't see why I couldn't do it, but it wouldn't exactly be, I don't know. But I want to do something to commemorate. So I'm thinking I might try and like do spotlights throughout the entire year of lines that are now gone, lines are still with us. You know what I mean? So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below, please, because I have like 6 months to come up with something, and I really want to make it good, because I love these books. I've loved these books over 20 years. So 75 is a big, big number. So yeah, you know, definitely want to check that out. Anyway, back to the books, as I yammer on, as I do. We have an old Harlequin temptation novel. Like, come on with this one, my friends. A Happily Unmarried Man by Kate Hoffman. Look at that dude. He's kind of awesome. Come live and love in LA with the tenants of Bachelor Arms. In each book, enjoy a wonderful love story and meet colorful neighbors you'll bump into again and again. It says apartment for rent, 1 bedroom, Bachelor Arms. Okay, that's kind of a really fun series. Like, you know, like I'm just picturing. Okay, am it just me? But anybody else used to watch The Simpsons? And when Milhouse's dad and mom got divorced, he went and lived in that like single dad's like apartment complex. That's what I'm picturing. But this is number 533, and it is from April of 95. So yay. We have another older Harlequin super romance, In This Town by Beth Andrews. Again, I love these covers. I love these books. They're absolutely fantastic. This is number 1806 from October of 2012. My husband was so funny yesterday. He's like, you find these books in every thrift store you go to? I'm like, yes, because they're category romance. You literally find them everywhere, which is the great thing. I found an older Harlequin romance back when their historical romances looked like any other historical romance on the shelf, because they weren't, I mean, it says Harlequin, but other than that, like, this could have been any bodice ripper on your shelf. And this is Golden Bird by Joanne Algorithm. But look at this. Is that a steamboat? Paddle. I've now got the song Karma Chameleon in my head by Boy George. Anybody else love that video back in the day? Now I've got that song playing in my head. When I'm done recording this, I'm going to have to listen to that song on Spotify. Anyway, so there is this one. This is number 56, and Dangerous Territory. This is Texas. It takes place in Texas. Look at the back, you guys. Like, come on. They don't make these like this anymore. I'm not saying they cheap out, but they just don't make them like this anymore. This is from 1990. Oh, love, love, love. And again, another older Harlequin romance. We have The Red Cliffs by Eleanor Farnes, number 1335. Oh, just. Oh, these were all owned by the same person. Her name's written in this one too. Another 1969. The book was originally published by Mills and Boon in 61. This edition is from 69. 10 years before I was born. That is pretty awesome. All right. Next up. A Harlequin special edition. His Texas Christmas Bride by Nancy Robards Thompson. Do love her as an author. This is number 2440 from November of 2015. Doesn't seem that long ago, but it's almost 10 years now, 8 years ago. It was a while ago. Another older Harlequin historical. Oh, we have Cecilia and the Stranger by Liz Ireland. Jack Reed was not the man he claimed to be. Look at that, you guys. Oh, in the back. Like, oh, I love, 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 love. I don't know what number this is. It doesn't say. I'd have to look it up. But this came out in 1995. But I love, you open it up right away. There's an ad for a family vacation sweepstakes. One of the prompts on the Garb August bingo card is to read a book with a cigarette ad. Now, I'm not going to come across that, but I would love to be able to just like, do I have any of them? Yeah, okay, the next one. I can show you guys this, I think. They had these in the center of the books where you could like send it away and get 2 free books or 4 free books or whatever until you canceled. Like, that's kind of like the women's equivalent to a cigarette ad, I think, right? So anyway, yeah. So the next one, another Harlequin American romance. I love the cover on this one. A Cowboy Under the Mistletoe by Kathy Gillian Thacker. Yeah, adorable. This is number 1334 from December of 2010. Telling you guys, all these books I'm showing you, less than $40. Less than $40 for everything I'm going to show you in this video. I'm not kidding. Another older intrigue novel, we have Haunted by Patricia Rosemore. This says Trick or Treat on the front. Theirs was a haunting love that would not be denied. This I'm going to have to put... Okay, for a second I thought he was a priest. As I'm looking at the cover going, is he wearing like the white cleric's collar? No, he's not. But this one says Trick or Treat. So I'm trying to gather books that are like romance novels but Halloween themed. So I can pick one every week for the month of October to read. So this one might have to be put to the side as well. Yes, it says Halloween. Ghosts of Halloween Past. Dunescape Cottage called Bram Van Matter home. Home to his haunting memories of a night when the lights went out, a cachet of priceless jewels disappeared, and his father washed up dead on a deserted beach. The crumbling mansion beckoned Echo St. Clair every time she passed it, but she didn't know why, until she got lost in one of its underground chambers and was confronted by a ghost. What basic instinct connected these two strangers so intently? Only when his lips met Echo's on that stormy night at the Halloween masked ball would Bram find out. Okay, that sounds really good. I also found, these are very hard to find in the wild, and when I do find them, it always makes me super excited. Found a Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys Super Mystery. This is Best of Enemies by Carolyn Keene. These came out in the 80s. I read all of these from the library, and I'm working my way to collecting them all again. America's Hottest Teen Detectives team up to bring an American super spy to safety. So essentially, when the Nancy Drew file books were being published, they also had the Hardy Boys case files, which were different from the old Blue Spine Hardy Boys books. These came out in the 80s, and they had sports cars, and they had, all the things, technology and what have you. So they would team up for these books and do them. And there was I think about 20 of these. And they're really, really fun. Really fun. Next up, we have an older Harlequin American romance. These were chunkers back in the day, my friends. Chunkers. So this is After the Lightning by Georgia Bockoven, I think. This is number 102. Love would make her less of a woman. I think this takes place in Hawaii. Does it say? Maybe not. No, I don't think so. I'm just seeing the mountains. I'm assuming somewhere near the Rockies. For some reason, I thought that was a beach at first and but no. But yeah, again, pictures on the back. Amazing. This came out in April of, pardon me. Nope, I'm wrong. February of 84. Very cool. Another older Harlequin romance. We've got a handful of them now. We have Charlie for Short by Dorothy Rivers, number 1304. Charlie? S-H-A-R-L-I-E. Charlie? May 1969. We have The Family Face by Betha Crease, number 1413. 1970, maybe? Mills and Boon, number 19. Yeah, October 1970. Very cool. We have, this one is old, but I'm almost certain it's a reprint, and I'm really disappointed because there was this big, mess there. This is Love Is My Reason by Mary Burchell. Sorry, these are a little bit dusty. Number 494. 494. This is a reprint because if you were watching my videos not that long ago, I talked about this special note of interest to readers that comes in the front of the book that says, like, these are reprints of older ones. So, the type may be wrong or something, you know what I mean? They're not perfect. But what's the publication on this one? Okay. So original hardcover edition published in 1957 by Mills and Boon. The edition I'm holding in my hands is from 1974. That's pretty cool. Very, very cool. A few more out of this bag. Another older one. Whoops. I gotta be careful with these. Okay, so we have Dark Horse, Dark Rider by Elizabeth Hoy, 1132. Something to do with horse racing. Very cool. And this is from August of 1967. This printing is from August of 1967. And then we have Red Ginger Blossom by Joyce Dingwell, number 1633. This is from November of 1972. If you couldn't tell by her hair, that's the 70s. We have a not quite as old Harlequin romance novel. This is The Lady and the Tomcat by Bethany Campbell. And this is number 3277. It says it's a Rita Award-winning author. And this is from August of 93. Another older Harlequin American romance, guys. It is the third in the American romance line. I was thrilled to find this one. Love Changes by Barbara Britton. That cover. Oh, my goodness. When first love failed her, it took someone special to prove love changes. This is, like I said, it's book number 3. And it is from 84, 83, April of 83. So there's that one. A couple more in this bag, my friends. And then we'll move on to the final bag. So we have another older Harlequin romance novel, The Changing Years by Lucy Gillian. And okay, this is the 1970s. It's got to be. Those shades. Look at those shades. 1847 is the number. Published January 1975. How did I guess? Another horse one. Interesting. Another older American romance. I love the cover on this one. This is The Edge of Forever by Barbara Britton as well. Number 138. This is from February of 86. Really great cover on that one. Success didn't have the power to destroy, it says. And then an old Harlequin Temptation. We have Suddenly Sunshine by Kate Jenkins. This one looks adorable. Number 227. Mr. Wrong was all right, is what it says on the back. And this is from, I can't read the thing on the side. 1988. January of 88. So yeah, so that's that one. And then another Silhouette Special Edition here, Top of the Mountain by Mary Curtis, number 699. Delightful. From October of 91. Yay! And then these two that I found in this thrift store, I was so thrilled to find both of these. So first of all, guys, we have a hardcover Sweet Valley High book. Hardcover Sweet Valley High book. It says, especially for girls on the back, and I believe this was a library edition. Maybe, or maybe a book club edition, because on the inside it says, like, you could put your name on it. But this is absolutely, I was so thrilled to see. As soon as I saw it, I grabbed it. So I thought, absolutely, that is coming home with me. It's in mint condition. So yay on that one. And then I also found this one. Now, this is a book, the only Babysitters Club book I think I've never, ever read. And this is the Babysitters Club the summer before. So this came out at the end of the Babysitters Club series. Like, when the series ended, they published this book, and it essentially is the summer before. It was the summer before the Babysitters Club started. And I've never read it. I think because at the time when it came out, I was I was not upset. I mean, I was in my 20s, I think, when the series ended. So it wasn't like I was like boohoo sad, but it felt like a part of my childhood had ended, and it literally had, right? So I heard about this book and I'm like, no, I'm not reading that. I don't, I was just still too like, the wounds were still fresh, my friends. But now that I've found this, and I'm doing my reread through the Babysitter's Club, I will probably read this one at the end. Like when I'm done my series, I will go back and read this one. So it says, before there was a Babysitter's Club, there were 4 girls named Christy Thomas, Marianne Spear, Claudia Kishi, and Stacy McGill. As they start the summer before 7th grade, each of them is getting ready for big changes. Christy is still hoping that her father will return to her family. Marianne has to prove that she's no longer a little girl. Claudia is navigating her first major crush, and Stacy is leaving her entire New York City life behind in order to find new friends in Stony Brook, Connecticut. Separately, it's a lot to deal with, but together these friends will find a way to make it through, with plenty of laughs, tears, and surprises along the way. Now, here's my only thing. Stacy does not meet Christy and Marianne until the first book. They just kind of know that she's the new girl in school. So I don't know if they're gonna have contact with each other. Part of me kind of wants to flip to the back to find out. That's horrible of me, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. We'll see. So the last chapter is, I got the idea for the Babysitter's Club on the first Tuesday of the 7th grade. Yep. Awesome. Oh, and it kind of leads into the first Babysitter's Club book. Oh. I tilted my head back, and to my surprise, a streak of light crossed the sky. A flash as quick as the blink of an eye. One last shooting star. It marked, I decided, not an end, but a beginning of what was to come. So yeah, I kind of wish I found this before. I would have started with it and then gone on to book 1, but I could read it now, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to save it to the end. But, again, this is a hardcover edition. So, yay on that. I was super thrilled to find this one. So, yay. And I know that I think there were other books published. Am I right in thinking that? Or did they happen after the Babysitter's Club series ended? So, they took place in, grade, and it was just Christy, Claudia, Marianne, and Stacy, I think. The original 4. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, to the last batch of books. I've got a lot of throwback ones in this section. But first of all, I've got another one that I bought from Thrift Books, and this is a category romance. And I bought this one because when I was organizing my shelves, I came across another book. And it's part of a series called Holiday Hearts. In the Holiday Hearts series, I was looking it up. They all the books take place at different holidays. Christmas, Valentine's Day, New Year's, whatever. They had a Halloween one, so I went ahead and ordered it on Thrift Books. And this is Under His Spell by Kristen Hardy. All the books in this series are written by the same author. This is a special edition novel. But again, as I said about the Intrigue one, I'm always on the lookout for Halloween categories or Halloween romances to read in October. But yeah, look at the back. Pumpkins. I love it. So this was published in October of 96. It's number 1786. There's that one. And then I found, like I said, a couple more of these First Love from Silhouette books. These are older ones. I have number 17, which is Golden Girl by Helen Erskine. I do have to say, though, they do not look like teenagers. She looks like his teacher. Trying not to judge, but, she doesn't look that young. This next one, though, a little bit different. This is Hermione and Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. We have We Belong Together by Elaine Harper. This is number 18. These are so much fun. I mean, so much fun. I'm so glad I'm kind of finding them here and there. Babysitter's Club book, I really need to keep a list of which ones I have now because I'm sure at some point I'm getting duplicates. So I think that's going to be one of my projects this weekend. I'm filming this on Saturday, is to go through all the ones that I have and mark off which ones I have and which ones I need. So we have Stacy's Choice, which is number 58 in the Babysitter's Club series. We have a newer love-inspired suspense, Cold Case Killer Profile by Jessica R. Patch. I'm a big fan of this author. The desert can hide many secrets, including murder. This is from July of 2022. Very new release. Couple old Sweet Valley High books. We have Nowhere to Run by Francine Pascal, book number 25. With the original covers, which I love. And Jealous Lies, book number 30. Look at that jacket. Look at that jacket. All the things. It's all the things. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So I'm just kind of pulling stuff out of a bag here. All right. So this one, whoops. Oh yeah. Okay. We'll start here. These are in front of me. So we have a book called Cat and Mouse by Dawn Stewartson. In the hunt for sunken treasure, she swam in dangerous waters. Now the book is called Cat and Mouse. There is no cat nor mouse on that cover. There is a bird. Harlequin Intrigue number 222 came out in April of 1993. So yeah. Again, deep water, deep open water. But I'll read it. Looks good. Dawn Stewartson, she wrote a bunch of those and she did such a great job. We have an older Harlequin Presents, number 747, A Naked Flame by Charlotte Lamb. This time Christine would stand up to him. So this is from 1984, December of 84. So yay. Now, this one I was really super stoked to find at the thrift store. It's not in the greatest of condition, but again, these are ones that you don't generally find in the wild. So the Babysitters Club at one point released these 6 books? Christy, Claudia, Marianne, Stacy, Dawn, and Abby. So it was 6 books. Abby was the new babysitter who came in when Dawn left towards the end of the series. And what it is they're essentially writing their like biographies. You're 13. But it's kind of like a look back at, So I found Abby's. I was really, really pleased with this. So this is Portrait Collection, Abby's book. And these have pictures in them, which is actually really super cute. So let me go and find one for you guys here. So Abby's a twin. So like these drawings, I mean, it's a lot of fun. And it kind of talks about like their lives leading up to joining the to the Babysitters Club, kind of an idea. A lot of it, from reading the books, like Stacy getting her diabetes and, Christy's dad leaving and blah, blah, blah. But it's still kind of fun to have, like, these were enjoyable. I did like them. I think I've got 2 of them now. I've got Abby's and Stacy's, I think. But again, these are hard to find in the wild. I found a Harlequin Duets, a Christmas Duets book. I was so excited. Both of these are by Kate Hoffman. We have Unexpected Angel and Undercover Elf. Look at the cover, you guys. Eek! 1 realistic department store Santa, 2 genuine Christmas miracles. Who said Christmas was just for kids? So the Harlequin Duets books, I've talked about these before. I love these so much. They're literally a 2-in-1. So you're getting 2 full-length novels in one book. But these have not been previously published. It's not like these were just 2 stories that they published elsewhere and decided to put them together to bind up. No, these were brand new books written specifically for the Duets line. So yeah, a lot of fun. I found a Harlequin. Whoa. I found a Babysitters Club Super Special, number 7, which I have to admit is one of my least favorite super specials, but we won't go there. This is one where they all get caught in this snowstorm, and it's kind of like, all right, fine, whatever. But it's fun. I mean, again, these have pictures in them, just like the other super specials did later on in the line. Am I missing a picture? There it is. Like, yeah, like full page. Like, these are great, So stuff happens to all the babysitters. Some of them get stuck in the mall. I think Stacy gets stuck in the mall. A lot of them get stuck babysitting clients when the snowstorm happens. All these things. It was fun, but it's not my favorite. Oh yeah, Dawn gets stuck at the airport, I think it was, So yeah, Snowbound. So there we go. We found the mystery number 11, which is Claudia and the Mystery at the Museum. Got that one. Now, I found some later books in the series, which was great. Abby and the Best Kid Ever by Ann M. Martin. Why I'm saying it's by Ann M. Martin. Number 116. The series ended with book 136, so this was pretty close to the end. But yeah, Dawn is no longer a member of the Babysitters Club here. As you can see, they have all their pictures along the side, and we now have Abby. Dawn is no longer there. And number 105, Stacy the Math Whiz. Really fun. Just a couple more here, my friends. Just a couple more. A handful more, if you will. And we'll go with the couple of Sweet Valley High first. So we have Bitter Rivals, which is book number 29. I'm getting tired. I filmed a couple videos already. And I didn't realize there were this many books when I was sitting down to do this. We have book 33, which is Starting Over. Look at that haircut. That's the 80s, my friends. That's the 80s. I got another Harlequin Duets. I'm pretty sure I had this one at one point, and I think I had to get rid of it because of space issues. But I'm glad to have it back. These are both by Candy Halliday, and they are called Are Men from Mars and Venus. How could you? Look at how delightful. See, cartoon covers are not a new thing, people. These are not a new thing. This book came out in 2003, 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Cartoon covers are not a new thing. I don't know why people are acting like they are. Been around for a while. Sorry, that's my public service announcement for this video. I found an older Laurie Robinson, an older Harlequin historical back when they still wrote Westerns. The Cowboy Who Caught Her Eye by Laurie Robinson. Look at that cover, you guys. The back. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I was so happy to see this one. This is number 1143, and it is from 2013. Dakota Territory, August 1884. Yay! Last but not least, I found a book that is actually on my TBR. So, I have this book on Kindle. I think I got it for $1.99. It was on sale this week or last week. And I was adding it to my list of books on Goodreads, and it ended up coming up as a pick for my Harlequin project. And so I had it digitally to read, which is great. They was out in the freaking thrift store for $1.50. I'm like, yes, please. Wink. We have The Lost Heart Triplet by Nicole Helm. It's like a brand new release again. October of 2022. Love the cover on this one. So immediately I had to pick it up. I'm like, all right, I might have the Kindle edition, but I'll probably read the physical edition. Again, it's got one of these free book giveaway in the center. Again, are these the women's version of the cigarette ads or the cigarette ads of the... Are these the cigarette ads of the 2022s as opposed to the 1970s? So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to this one. Yay. And that's it, my friends. That is all the books that I have purchased. There be a lot. There be a lot. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Holy cow, it was 42 minutes long. So yeah, I don't know what my plan is to do a vlog style one, like I said, for the month of August, but I might even have to break that up into part 1 and part 2. The thing is, I start chatting about all these books. I don't just want to here and here and here. I kind of want to talk about them a little bit. Yeah, but anyway, let me know if you guys enjoyed this, and until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.